On a rainy Tuesday morning in October, a routine airline audit began inside the operations office of one of Europe's busiest international airports. Analysts were reviewing boarding records, passenger counts, and compliance reports when Sophia Keller noticed something impossible. A passenger traveling on Flight 728 to Singapore appeared twice in the boarding log. The first boarding scan occurred at 21 hours 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The second occurred at 21 hours 17 minutes and 43 seconds. Both scans have been accepted. Both were recorded as valid entries. Neither had triggered an alert. Modern boarding systems are designed to prevent duplicate boarding. Once a boarding pass is scanned successfully, it should be invalidated. Yet the record suggested the same passenger had boarded the same aircraft twice. Supervisors reviewed the logs and found no obvious explanation. The passenger manifest matched, the aircraft departed on time, and no security incidents had been reported. Then investigators examined surveillance footage from Gate 42. The passenger appeared near the boarding lane at both recorded times. What seemed like a simple database error suddenly became a mystery. How could one traveler board the same flight twice without anyone noticing? Investigators first suspected a scanner malfunction. Engineers reviewed system logs, synchronization records, and hardware reports, but everything functioned normally. The timestamps were accurate, and the scanner reported no errors. Next, they considered duplicate boarding passes. Security specialists analyzed barcode data and discovered that both scans originated from the exact same boarding credential. Human error was also examined. Interviews with gate agents revealed no unusual events, and system logs showed no manual overrides or exceptions. Security checkpoint records confirmed the passenger had cleared screening and biometric verification successfully. Yet surveillance footage appeared to show the traveler moving within the gate area after the first boarding scan. Witness accounts were inconsistent, and no testimony fully explained the anomaly. When investigators reviewed the passenger's travel history, they discovered similar discrepancies scattered across several years. Duplicate timestamps, conflicting movement records, and unexplained corrections appeared in multiple travel records. Individually, they seemed insignificant. Together, they suggested a larger problem. The investigation expanded to include airport security officials, digital forensics specialists, identity fraud experts, and aviation journalists. Investigators reconstructed the passenger's movements using surveillance footage, passport scans, baggage records, access control logs, and airline databases. The resulting timeline contained contradictions. One system suggested the passenger remained near the gate, while another indicated movement elsewhere in the terminal. Analysts initially suspected synchronization delays between legacy airline systems, but the duplicate boarding records originated from databases that had synchronized correctly. Journalists searching archived reports uncovered earlier incidents connected to the same identity. Although those cases have been dismissed as clerical errors, former employees remembered concerns about unresolved identity conflicts. Investigators eventually discovered references to a restricted archival file linked directly to the passenger's identity. When access was granted, the case took a dramatic turn. The sealed file contained evidence of a decade-old identity management investigation involving the same traveler. Inside were conflicting passenger profiles, duplicate records, administrative corrections, missing audit trails, and merged histories. Investigators discovered that two separate identity records may have been partially combined within interconnected travel databases years earlier. Former aviation officials revealed that corrective actions had been implemented, but concerns remained unresolved. Airlines, border control agencies, reservation networks, and loyalty program databases often shared information. When errors were corrected in one system, changes sometimes spread unevenly through others. A small mistake could travel across multiple platforms and persist for years. Investigators now believe the mystery might not involve boarding twice at all. Instead, it could involve how various systems interpret the passenger's identity. Further analysis uncovered an internal memorandum suggesting that certain historical records could never be fully reconciled because some source data had been deleted. Digital forensics analysts then discovered that one of the two boarding scans appeared linked to historical identity data created years before the flight itself. After 18 months of investigation, authorities concluded that a real passenger had traveled on a real flight, but the duplicate boarding record remained difficult to explain. The first theory suggested a rare combination of synchronization failures and procedural oversights created the appearance of two valid scans. The second proposed that identity record conflicts caused separate events to be interpreted as belonging to the same traveler. A third theory argued that administrative corrections unintentionally altered historical travel data. A fourth acknowledged that critical records were missing, making a complete reconstruction impossible. Even today, experts disagree about which explanation is most accurate. The most unsettling discovery emerged during the final review. Analysts found a 23-second discrepancy that could not be explained by software errors, witness testimony, or surviving records. The anomaly remains unresolved. In the final reconstruction, investigators replayed the timeline one last time. 21 hours, 4 minutes, and 12 seconds. First scan accepted. 21 hours, 17 minutes, and 43 seconds. Second scan accepted. 2 entries. 1 passenger. 1 flight. 1 unanswered question. Every airline passenger is supposed to board once, take 1 seat, and complete 1 journey. Yet, 1 traveler left behind a trail of records that challenged the very systems designed to track them.